Andile. Mazola.
Sure, Jimmy.
Mazola, I said I'm not going to have fun. What else team? Hugo Bruce is going to Kaizer Chiefs.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye, Jimmy. Hang up, Timmy. Hang up. Jimmy Alora.
Hi, Jimmy.
Let's go to Kolisa. Kolisa is in Johannesburg, wants to speak about Chiefs. Kolisa. Welcome to it. It's Sports and Amplified with Andile on a Monday. It's the three wise men. Hey, not always so wise. Thanks so much to the touchdown. They do it again tomorrow between 3 and 6. Do catch Thibaut Touch and the gang. They're back to give you that radio like no one can on a Monday. That revitalization of the spirit, you know, coming back to it and just honoring and also getting forgiven for the things you did this weekend. It's 10 after the hour 6. That voice you're hearing there, he's back. He's been gone for a while. It's Mazola, as well as the principal, of course. You've been gone, Chief. Here you've been gone.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And on the other side, we have the referee, because there's so much we need to know. Is there an official VAR in the DStv Premiership? I asked this question last year, December. Polokwane playing Sundowns, goal disallowed. And we went at it, myself and the principal. I said, how did he know? He said, no, he saw it from where he asked her. And I said, no, it makes no sense to me. Yeah. Something else happened this weekend again. And we want to know, how did he know? Yeah. Is there unofficial VAR in the DStv Premiership? We'll get into that. But also, if you're a F1 fan, the dream of Lewis Hamilton winning the last title at Mercedes is not going to happen. Not after I watched that car this weekend. It's not going to happen. Broken seat? That is the most amateurish thing I've ever heard. A broken seat. And also, I mean, you look at Hamilton on Friday night. Was it Friday night or Saturday night? It was Friday the practice, right? Look at where he came. Forget it. It's not going to happen. He must just have a great season. Kaizer Chiefs, the last time they scored a goal, 30th of December, 2023. Let that sink in. There's a lot to talk about from the weekend. The world of sport was amazing this past weekend. We can go to the EPL, Manchester Derby. I must be very honest. I don't watch Man United anymore. You guys know that. I've said this a couple of times. But at some point, just checking the scores, I thought it was possible. I thought Man United could hold their own against Man City. It wasn't to be. It's the hope that kills you. Because then you hear your coach, listen, if you're a Chiefs fan, I understand you. Coach saying, what did you expect? We're playing the best team in the world right now. What do you mean? We're the best team in the world. We're always the best team in the world. And once you stop believing that, I'm not happy with Ten Hag right now. I really am not. But the Manchester Derby is another one that we can speak about. And then today, for the first time, in the referee's corner with the principal, we're going to cover La Liga. Something we've never done. Because what happened in Spain is something that the whole world is talking about. When is it okay for the referee to blow his whistle when time is up? Do you know what I'm saying? When is it okay for the referee to blow his whistle? And I agree, the time is up. 90 minutes plus the 4 provisional time is up.
Yeah.
But when is it? So basically, let's ask it like this. Yeah. If I'm about to take a penalty, and that 4 minutes lapses, I haven't kicked the ball. Can the referee blow
the whistle?
Can he blow? Don't answer me now. You
the
answer
ball
me
is in the air. I'm about to head it in.
You know what I mean? I'm about to head it in. Can he blow the whistle?
We'll give you the law.
Because that's what happened in Spain this weekend. In La Liga. With Real Madrid almost winning that match.
Jude got sent off.
Jude getting sent off. So we'll get into that. And locally, we're going to touch on a little bit on Kaizer Chiefs. But mostly, we're going to go to TS Galaxy. Because once again, that man is not happy.
Yeah.
Siad is not happy.
Yeah. We saw it all, and we'll unpack it here.
Eric Tinkler's another one that's not happy, I understand.
Eric Tinkler as well, will answer him here.
All right, so there's that. And then in the news, I was just having a conversation about it. Hugo Bruce, the coach of Bafana, saying he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
He wanted to go back to Belgium. He wanted to leave Bafana. It's a big story doing the rounds right now. I don't understand why it's a big story, because he said this more than 4 or 5 times. There's been 4 or 5 times where he's been on the brink of leaving.
It's no secret that he's on the borderline unhappy as a national
He's
team
very unhappy.
Yeah.
He's said this time and time again. He's very unhappy. And that's why when I had the conversation with him at the airport, I put him on the spot. And I said, Hugo, because I'd had that conversation with him,
Yes.
are you staying with us? At least till the end of your contract.
And he committed.
And he committed, but it's provisional that the things that he's unhappy about change. And he's said those things before.
No, absolutely. He said he's unhappy with the poor relationship between SAFA and the PSL. He said there's a lack of support and all. There's nothing new. In my opinion, what makes it a fresh angle is because shortly after winning the bronze medal in Abidjan, he sat with the press and he said he's committed to try and take this team to the next AFCON in Morocco as well as the joint World Cup in 2026. So the fact that he sits in a podcast in Belgium now and he says he told the SAFA president that he would like to quit a day or so after the AFCON. We're not too sure whether it's a day or after, but obviously in the podcast he says after the AFCON.
But the reasons why he wants to quit have been the same. And imagine this, while he was at AFCON, those reasons didn't change.
Of course. And also, the fresh news as well is that in Belgium, the coach is talking with the Belgian club about a technical advisor role. So I think that also...
Is this the Club Brugge?
Club Brugge. He's talking to Club Brugge about a technical advisor role. Remember, when he was a player, Hugo Bruce played for Club Brugge as well. So, and he says he wants to be closer to his family. I mean, he is 73 years old.
Spoke to him in December when he was with his family, and just to get him away from his family to take a phone call even was difficult, because he says, grandchildren, he loves spending time with them.
Yeah.
You're taking the family, they'd hired a place just outside of his city to go sit there with the family and spend Christmas there. Yeah. And having to leave to come back. And that's why I know you were pressed at the fact that he did the squad announcement via Zoom at home. But he was like, to leave all of this every time to go to where you're unhappy is not easy.
But when you earn R1 million a month, you make it easy.
How much is R1 million in euros?
I'm talking South African context. I don't care.
He's not South African, Chief.
He is earning R1
Luke
million.
Imael, when he was here, said, hey, it's tough to come to South Africa right now because people want to pay you in rands, and they say it's a lot of rands, but when you convert it, it's actually not a lot of euros for those getting European coaches.
Nah, I don't care what anybody says.
R1
million rands a month.
I'll check it. R1 million.
Let me give you
I
had 150 rand when I went to Nigeria. I changed it. I got 3,000 naira. For 150, it was 3,000 naira.
What did you buy with 3,000 naira?
A cup of coffee only
exactly.
and a chocolate. It was finished.
Exactly.
So they are right when they compare this rands to dollar, rands to naira. Yeah.
No, R1 million is still,
still
a lot of money.
250, I'm sure.
R1 million is still a lot of money.
Well, let's get into it. Let's begin the show, of course, with F1 News 2024 Bahrain Grand Prix. This is the commentary as Max won it.
Green flag at the back. Formula One in 2024 begins when the 5 red lights go out. The new season is underway, and it's a good reaction time for Max Verstappen. The Dutch driver continues his domination of Formula One. New year, but no new winner. Max Verstappen still the driver to beat. Max Verstappen wins the season opener. He takes the Bahrain Grand Prix. Red Bull expected, Red Bull delivered, and Perez comes across the line to make it a great day for Red Bull. They're 1 and 2 across the line, chased home by Carlos Sainz.
Kind of days that don't happen that often where everything just seems to be perfect. The car just feels spot on. You don't really have any big complaints. So that was very enjoyable. There's a lot more to learn for sure. I mean, this is natural for everyone. Also today in the race with the tires, like how they are behaving, and so we'll look into detail. What we can try and improve. But I also know last year this was a very strong track for us.
Well, there we go. I think it was a telling moment there with the commentator saying, new season, same winner. It is Max Verstappen who's seen as yet another title contender and possibly winner of this season's F1, winning the first one out in Bahrain. You've got Sheffield United taking on Arsenal today. There's going to be a lot of eyes watching that match because of the results from over the weekend in the Premier League. Burnley losing yet another match. A lot of South Africans celebrating that. Of course, our boys still out in the stands there. 2-0 is how that one ended. Manchester City beating Man United by 3-1. And on Saturday, there was a full fixture of matches in the EPL there, the Premier League. Chelsea drawing with Brentford. What's happening with Chelsea? Everton beaten by West Ham United 3-1. Fulham and Brighton. Fulham taking that one by 3-0. Newcastle beating Wolves by 3-0. Liverpool putting one past Nottingham Forest, and Tottenham beating Crystal Palace by 3-1. The last match was Aston Villa beating Luton Town by 3-2. Here's your Premier League.
He's the best player right now in the Premier League. The amount of things he does is unbelievable. This, we don't negotiate that. The guy who doesn't do that is not allowed to stay in this team. So I think he loves to play football. He lives for football. He waits training sessions and play games. It's a joy, and of course his work ethic is unbelievable.
That's Pep Guardiola speaking about Phil Foden, the best player in the Premier League right now.
Right now. Emphasis on the words right now.
You agree?
Right now. Yeah.
Come on, hit me up. 060-552-7303. Phil Foden, the best player in the Premier League right now.
His numbers are insane this season, Andile.
And in my mind, I'm trying to think of comparisons, and I can't think of a player right now. I think Saka would be one that people pull up against him.
Yeah.
There will be. I mean, who starts in the England team? It's Saka, isn't it?
It is Saka. I think I think they both make the starting lineup in the English national team quite regularly.
Here it is. It's the Premier League goals.
There's the offside against Bruno Fernandes. Rashford. Oh my goodness! That is a stunning goal from Marcus Rashford. And here's Phil Foden. Oh, brilliant! Well, Rashford's goal was good, but Foden's is even better. It needed something stunning, and Phil Foden's provided it. Alvarez been too good for United. They've come from behind again. Liverpool are next.
McAllister, his little stand-up is for Nunez! Yes! How on earth do they do it? Week after week after week, Darwin Nunez saves the day for Liverpool. Liverpool are dancing to Darwin Nunez's delight. What a football club this is. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, let's go to the reactions of the coaches from the DStv Premiership, starting with Kevin Johnson, who's not happy with the results. This is after the draw with Moroka Swallows.
We as Kaizer Chiefs, again, we're not happy. I thought we controlled the game in little patches, and as a team, as a collective, we are really not happy with ourselves. We need to be more clinical when we find ourselves in possession of the game, and we need to be more clinical. Maybe, again, we didn't concede, which is a little plus, but it's not good enough for us coming back from a loss. So now we need to pick ourselves up.
And just a confirmation of the PSL results. Stellenbosch versus Chippa United ended with a 1-1 draw there. Polokwane City beaten by Orlando Pirates by an odd goal. Kaizer Chiefs drawing with the Moroka Swallows at the FNB Stadium. Richards Bay getting a bit of a beating from Royal AM by 2-1. And on Sunday there were games as well. We did see Cape Town Spurs winning matches, guys. And they beat TS Galaxy in order to do it. It was a good match. Yeah. They beat TS Galaxy in order to do that. So at the moment, as it stands, I mean, it's one of those where you don't even look at the top. You look at everybody else under Mamelodi Sundowns, who sit on 42 points with 2 games in hand. Cape Town City, SuperSport United, Orlando Pirates, Stellenbosch then complete the top 5 with Kaizer Chiefs in 6th. TS Galaxy and Sekhukhune United complete the top 8 there. But Kaizer Chiefs, the problem is in that goals column, where Kaizer Chiefs, in their allocated 18 matches this season so far, have been only able to score 16 goals. Maybe a Sangoma is needed.
But then you must also believe anybody who plays Chiefs, and not only now, but since the last 8 years, anybody who plays Chiefs always puts up their hand. And instead of going to 1 Sangoma, they go to 5.
Well, yeah, it might be a joke, but Kaizer Chiefs really do need some assistance in front of goals. Let's go to Musanya Tama now, who was happy to take a point.
I must say that I'm happy with the point, but not so happy. I think we could have done better in terms of scoring the opportunities that we created. But yeah, it's one of those things. We take a point away from home. We're playing against a big team, Kaizer Chiefs. It's not easy to come to FNB and get points. But yeah, we'll take that point and move away.
Is he happy or is he not happy?
Hey, I'm not sure.
I'm happy to take a point, but I'm also not happy.
I am not sure. Musa, you happy? Send me a WhatsApp. I know you listen. Are you happy or are you not happy? He shouldn't be happy.
He was playing against 10 men.
He shouldn't be happy.
Solo
should have won that game.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be happy. Let's go to the last one, and it'll lead us to the referee. This is Siad Ramovic, the coach of TS Galaxy, not happy with the referee.
Referees in our league, they need help. They need education, and we have to know what is the rules. But I think that we know all the rules. But they have maybe special ones that I would like to know what is yes or no. But now it comes again. Ramovic has right to get a hold on the referees. No, it's not. Our fault that we lost the game is our fault. But it's part of the game is also the referees. They killing this kind of games. If my players need to improve, I think that everyone also needs to improve, also the referees.
Vic, that's on you. You guys are poor. You need to improve. You need education.
Yeah, he's right.
Hey, Bafana! A concession.
It's a first.
Tell me why. Give me more.
Yeah, a decision was given, which I felt it was a correct decision. And
what was the decision?
The decision was a penalty.
Okay, just describe the penalty to me.
Nikovic, there was holding inside the penalty area where Nikovic felt, and then that holding prevented him from moving past or getting into an advantageous position. Correct decision was given for a penalty. But as to how it was changed,
I hope Tim Sugazi is listening, because he always says that
we don't
speak about his team in the refereeing decision. So Tim, this one's for you. Yeah.
As to how it was changed, only the referee and the assistant knows.
No, but you speak to them. Surely you would have spoken to them.
But
so how did they change the decision?
Secret VAR.
You can't change from. The law says the referee can change his decision upon realizing that it is incorrect, or on the advice of the assistant referee.
So when
it is incorrect. Now this one you change from a correct decision
to an incorrect
decision.
But what I want to know is, what did he use in order? Was it a consultation with the fourth assistant? Was it a consultation with one of the assistant referees? How did he decide to change that decision?
He went to an assistant referee. Then when he came back, he changed the decision.
So the assistant referee said he didn't see an infringement.
What we saw is he went to the assistant referee and changed the decision. And when look at the foul committed, you can support that foul to say there was clear holding and a tactical foul for that matter, where you can see that the player is gone. So when the player is gone, then you have to do something. So Gumede hold Nukovic, and then Nukovic felt. That holding prevented.
But when the referee is sure, he's on the field, he's standing there, he sees the incident happen, why does he need to consult?
We'll leave that to review committee, because review will call him and say, why did you change from a correct decision to an incorrect decision? So the review will now.
So that means he wasn't confident in the decision he made.
You can say so, because if you are confident, you have taken a decision first. Why do you go to an assistant referee?
So Siad is right. They were robbed of a penalty.
Siad is right. When we look at the foul itself, you can support the penalty decision because there was holding offense. There was a touch first. So touching, Nukovic never fell because it was a touch. But there was also holding where Gumede was so smart. You know, Gumede is an experienced player. He knew that Nukovic is running. He hold him, grab and leave. And then he fell. So clear penalty. And then, unfortunately, the assist, and nobody was complaining for that matter.
Nobody.
Cape Town Space accepted the decision. Now we were surprised, astonished, flabbergasted when the decision was changed.
Do you understand now why we get frustrated with the referee? Because this is that penalty set, it goes in, it's game on.
Yeah, it was 2-1 if they scored. Although it's an opportunity, it's not a goal, a penalty. It's an opportunity because the keeper still has to save. But that opportunity should be provided to the teams.
Do you understand what South Africans have an issue with as far as refereeing is concerned? We're at the same issue. In December, when we didn't understand, and yes, the referee was spot on in this instance. You know, when the goal was disallowed because of something Tembazwane had done leading to the goal.
But how did she come
to
that decision?
But how did you come to that decision and conclusion? I think referees need to be fair in understanding that we're watching the game from home. We don't understand how they could see it in two instances.
The worst one is when the decision was correct.
So then I ask you again. Is it possible that the fourth assistant sitting on the sidelines
is watching the monitor?
Is watching monitors of the broadcasters and gets involved in decisions?
No ways. That one I can clearly say, because where a fourth official sits, he sits in between the benches. The monitor is not allowed to be in that area.
As you've seen, and we've shown it, you and I.
Yeah.
For Sundowns, for instance.
Yeah.
There's a monitor in
behind.
The dugout.
In the dugout. The technical
you've seen that iPad. You've seen the iPads now in the dugout.
Yes. Yeah,
so I can
on
see
the technical area.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he's got access to that. He can see that.
No. He can't see.
Come on.
If you look at where the monitor is, it's too far from the fourth official.
So then, what are they making these decisions on?
They communicate. Do you remember they have communication system?
Yes, but based on what?
They cannot be assisted by the monitor. FIFA regulations does not allow that, and they can be charged.
You were a top referee.
Yes.
You were a top referee, right?
Yeah.
You had good eyes. You had from the halfway line, in between the benches, where the fourth assistant sits.
Yes.
He can see an incident on the D line clearly.
I was about to.
Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah.
What the benches sees is what the fourth official can see.
I'm going to ask you again.
From that distance.
No. I'm asking you.
The ref is much closer to the action.
Fourth official sitting in between the benches.
Yeah.
Smack bang on the halfway line.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He can see what happens on the D line.
Yes, he can see.
But
no, he can see. But credibility should be given to the referee who's closer to the incident.
Because
not someone who's far. Like in this case, Mkabele was closer to the incident than the assistant referee who's far. So how do you go to a person who's far meanwhile you are close? So surely you did not have courage to take the decision. And you took a decision for that matter, which is because it's surprising for you to go to someone who's far. You know, if I was an assistant referee, Romario in that case, I would have chased you. Hey, you took a decision, go away. Don't even come to me. I would have done that because you are now selling me out.
It's 1832. We're going to be going to Soccer Zone to show you these moments that we're talking about. What else are we going to be covering on Soccer Zone?
Yeah, you need to give me time because there's a goal scored by Richards Bay on the 80th minute. This goal, we're going to take it to Soccer Zone. There's a player who passed the ball. The ball was passed back to him. When it was passed back to him, we don't know whether it was passed back by a defender or an attacker, but it looks like it was a defender. So when it's passed by a defender, there's no offside, but the ball was ruled offside. So Soccer Zone, we're going to show you clearly as to who passed the ball back to the attacker who then scored. So that was Richards Bay and Royal AM on the 80th minute. When we go to Cape Town City and TS Galaxy on the same match, there's a goal scored on the 26th minute. That is the second goal by Cape Town Spurs. That goal, there's a player who's interfering with the goalkeeper, who's in the line of vision of the goalkeeper. But we're not sure. There was a player on the side, whether that player was now interfering or closing the offside line. And then coming again to Cape Town City and SuperSport. Tinkler is complaining that the referee did not give advantage. We saw 3 advantages. And the second advantage, Mayo scored the goal. There was an infringement on Nodada, and then the ball fell to Mayo. He collected. He scored. Now, to hear a coach saying the referee did not give an advantage. On the 3rd minute, Nodada, Mayo was fouled. The ball fell to Luke Daniels. The referee gave advantage. 49 minutes, advantage, and then they scored. 59 minutes, again, another advantage. Very good advantages. But to hear Tinkler says, there was no advantage for by the referee. I start to say, Tinkler, which game were you watching? The last one, which I was so happy. The referees now do not trust the Pirates players when they take corner kicks because they don't put it in the right place. This time when they were playing Polokwane City, you could see Gasa, Skumbuza going to the corner to see if the ball was placed correctly. That was good to see because Maswanganyi, remember when they played
Pirates,
Sundowns?
Yeah,
Maswanganyi did not put the ball in the correct place. Now the referees have learned because we talked about it here to say,
they're forever learning.
The Pirates players, you must
they're
check.
forever learning these
So
referees.
that was good to see.
We're coming from an AFCON which had the most amazing referee panels. And now referees are learning again.
Back to square one.
Very quickly, before we go.
Yeah.
The weekend game was a big game here. Real Madrid wanting to enforce their leadership even more in La Liga, right?
Yes.
And in the, I think it was the 90 plus,
minute,
optional time.
Yeah. I saw the footage.
There's a corner.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The corner's given. They take the corner. But as the ball from the corner is mid-air,
Yeah.
the referee
Blows
the whistle.
Ma'a,
And then the ball is headed in and it's a goal.
one of the qualities of a top referee is to prevent problems. This one create problems. That was amateurish refereeing, because you need now to wait for the ball to get into the penalty area. The ball either goes into the net or it's cleared up. Then you can blow the final whistle. But when you blow the whistle when the ball is on air, where is common sense? Where is sensible refereeing? Now you are creating problems. And indeed, they all flooded him to say they are not happy. Why do you allow that at the top level of refereeing? So that was amateurish refereeing.
But the time is up. The time is expired. How much leniency do you give of expired time?
How long will the ball take to get out of the penalty area? Seconds. So those seconds, who will complain?
So if it's headed and the keeper punches it back into play and it's about to fall for another Real Madrid player, you keep on going.
You keep on
You
going.
allow the
because
sequence of play to
those
end.
seconds, how long? It won't even take 10 seconds to get out. And who will complain about 10 seconds because you as the referee have that time? The only time, the other one that I must answer.
Your time's up.
No. The penalty. If the penalty is given,
Yes.
now the law allows. Even if it's full time, 90 plus 4 is finished, the penalty must be kicked.
Okay.
And if this is not during penalty takeouts. This is during a normal match,
During
right?
the match.
So if the keeper panels the ball back into play,
Then you can kill it there because you not allow anyone to play because the law only allows for the kick to be taken. That's
but
it.
the ball is not dead yet.
You can kill it as a ref. You can even
Wow.
instruct the player.
18:37.
It's finished now.
When we come back, Mazola gets on with his stories. He's here. And if you do have moments, of course, we've got one here. Ask the referee. Very quickly, Mazola. Sorry, I'd forgotten that people did send questions that they wanted. Gomi, actually, who's one of our listeners here, regulars, says, wanted to know, Umdlalo was suspended. The game was suspended. And the red card to Dove, if they hadn't gone back, if the suspension of the match would have stayed, would Dove's red card have stood?
Oh, Mazola will answer.
I'm not a referee.
Oh,
This
okay.
guy.
Yeah, the sanction remains. If they go for a replay, it will start from 0-0, but with 11-11. But Dove,
So they could have replaced him, but he can't come on.
he can't
stand.
play. He has to sit for 2 games.
All right, thank you very much. Mazola?
Well, Mr. Refunjilenako, but let's see what we can get through in the short time that we have. Last week, Andile, FIFA released the latest rankings of the FIFA Club World Cup for 2025.
Nice.
Now, that's going to be expanded, and Africa is now going to have 4 spots. As it stands, it's Al Ahly, who obviously, given their ranking and their championship status, as well as Wydad Casablanca and Mamelodi Sundowns are 3rd in the ranking. So those 2 sides are guaranteed being back-to-back winners of the Champions League, and Mamelodi Sundowns, as it stands with their rankings, would then qualify for the 2025 edition. But given that they finished top of their group now in this edition at the moment, and they're going into the quarterfinals, Coach Rulani talks about the ambition of the club to try and be back there, because the last time they were there was 2016. You were there, ne?
I was there in Japan.
Yeah. Here's Coach Rulani.
This is the club's ambition. The club wants to be not only one of the best teams on the African continent, but of course from a global perspective, and the reach is unbelievable. I mean, I spent some time in Brazil, and in the off season or during the break in early parts of Jan, and what we've done is incredible, because you go to Brazil, they speak, oh, you're the Sundowns coach, and the first thing they talk about is the type of football we play.
Well, let's see if Mamelodi Sundowns can maintain that. All they have to do, yes, obviously the ambition might be to try and win the CAF Champions League this season. But even if they don't and they just maintain that ranking as 3rd highest, they will be able to play at the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup in America. So let's see how that goes. Let's stay with Coach Rulani Mokoena, who has caused a bit of a stir talking about new signing Tashreeq Matthews. I mean, obviously Sundowns spent 2 million euros to bring him back from IK Sirius in Sweden to bring him to South Africa.
Where's the guy to getting 2 million? Who's saying
2 million euros?
Papa, 2 million. That's
40 million roundabout. Give or take.
No, it's about 88 200,000.
2 million euros.
Oh, 2 million euros.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
2 million euros.
No,
yeah.
no, that's about that's a chunk of change. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 40 million rands that Sundowns spent to bring Tashreeq back home to South Africa. But he's only made 2 appearances so far, and the coach was asked about the player's best position. Some people felt, how can the coach say he doesn't know where to play a player that they spend so much money on? But I think maybe they have to listen to the coach's explanation as to why.
Yeah, Tash will have to be a bit patient because his background is completely different to what he'll face here. The speed of the game is a little bit different to what he was exposed to in Sweden and maybe even prior to that in Germany. And so let's be a bit patient. I'm not so sure where we're going to play Tash at the moment. I'm trying different positions, trying different schemes, trying different roles. But also good kid. Very humble, very coachable, and I think a lot of potential also. So we'll see.
I understand the questions around that.
Yeah.
I get it. You went and you watched him play. Sundowns have the best scouting network in this country and one of the best on the continent.
Yeah.
You went and you did that scouting. You saw him play. You bring him over and you don't know where to play him.
Yeah.
I get why people would ask that question.
Yeah. Last season in 33 games, Tashreeq scored 11 goals and had 10 assists as a wide player. So that kind of gives you an idea that his strength perhaps is as a wide player. So why not play him there? He's come on off the bench. He's played alongside Peter Shalulile, Lucas Ribeiro, sometimes out wide. But obviously, we've only seen 2 games really. But the coach obviously has more insight working with him. But I agree. I hear what the coach is saying, but I also agree with people asking, but how can you spend so much money on the player, bring him to South Africa, and then you are saying you're still quite trying to figure out his best position?
But then again, when you look at how Sundowns play, I mean, you could have said that Zungu is holding 6.
Yes.
But, the wing backs as well, you could have given them positions, but they play literally anyone everywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe what he means, let me not just say what he means actually. Rolando must come tell us. What else do you have?
Well, let's still touch a little bit on Siad Dramovic explaining his thoughts. Obviously, we heard the clip where he's talking about the referees needing assistance, secret VAR, but here's him explaining what he saw of the incident where Samir Nukovic was pulled down by defender Tsepo Gumete.
Maybe he got, I don't know, a call or not, because I don't know now. I really would like to know what's now the rules. If a referee says it's a penalty and still after 2 minutes they are still trying to get everybody on possession, and after 2-3 minutes he said, no, it's not a penalty. What now? But secret VR. Even if the VR, it's a penalty because he touched him. But again, we don't have the VR.
What are the rules, Mr. Rev? That's what.
No, I'm sorry. I'm with Siad on this one. I know the coach.
2 minutes, and he's not exaggerating. I
No.
looked at the clock, and I'm like, 2 minutes. He changed his mind after 2 minutes.
Based on what?
Based on what?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Anyway, I don't even think Mr. Ref is going to do it justice on Soccer Zone, but he's already said that
I can't
he
wait to
agrees
hear
with
it. I can't wait to hear it.
From correct
Is that it?
to incorrect.
One last story, Gavin Hunt on the back of their CAF Confederation Cup campaign, obviously reflecting back, but he says his mandate is not to get anywhere near winning the championship on the continent, but to produce players that will go to Europe. But Babang Bari, players going to Europe is just down the road.
He's never going to lose the allegations of not caring about African football, continental football at this rate.
No.
But let's hear it.
Yeah.
I should answer that question. Give me their budget, I'll show you how to win. Finance. Yeah, so we do it on a budget. We brought 16 players. We come day before. We don't come 2 days before. But we're a club that believes in our youth, so that is the our club, what it's about. And we run on a very small budget. I bet you your lowest paid player here is my highest, not even my highest paid player. So we believe in young players. That's the club.
Lest we get it confused, he's not talking about Mamelodi Sundowns when he's talking about budgets. He's talking about USM Alger of Algeria, who beat them 2-1 to finish top of the group. They've got a bigger budget, and obviously they go around the world looking for the best players as well. But Gavin Hunt says his mandate is to get players to Europe, and already he claims that 2 will be going to Europe soon. Rumor has it that it could be Ime Ocon, defender, centre-back, who's still only 19, and Chandre Campbell.
I was expecting that name to come up. Taking your calls now on 086 000 2160, your WhatsApp on 060 552 7303. Anything and everything from the weekend. Mazola, to answer you, R1 million that goes to Hugo is only 48,435 euros.
Then give the job to us.
48,000, which one? 435 euros. So I don't know if that's a lot of money, 48,000 euros in his view. And then Mzugisi has done the homework for us here. Phil Foden, 27 games, 11 goals, 7 assists. Saka, 25 games, so that's 2 less. 13 goals, that's 2 more. 7 assists, that's the same. So there you go.
Yeah.
How do you then say what you're saying, Pip? Huh?
Well, what we'll decide is who wins the championship between the two sides.
I am. It's 1850. Let's take your calls and your WhatsApps.
All right, here we go. Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160. Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303. Waking up, turned up.
Hey, Andile, I think regarding F1, yeah, it might be a little bit too early in terms of just writing everyone off. I mean, on Saturday it was a temporary. Max Verstappen, first lap already pulling way ahead of the pack, more than 2 seconds. And pretty much when the race was done, we're talking about almost 18 seconds. I don't see the rest of the pack catching up. Regarding Hamilton, yeah, I mean, they must fix those couple of niggling issues here and there. I'm an avid Ferrari fan, and I was quite surprised already. There was no one from the from the mechanics or the technical team to support Sainz after he came number 3. Yeah, it's a long road. I mean, you still have over 21 races to go. It's still everyone's surgical championship, but yeah, we do know Max is taking it. Debza, Northgate.
Hey, hello, Metro FM. Andile, uthi gcineni nokore Kaizer Chiefs. Hey, mihlola le.
30th of December.
South Africa.
They've gone 3 games, 2 in the league and the Nedbank Cup without scoring. And remember, the reason the minutes look like they're so long because the Nedbank Cup they went all the way.
Yeah.
So 3 games, last scored in December. 30th of December 2023. Sure. Who are they playing? Skukun, I think.
Polokwane City.
Was it Polokwane or Skukun?
9th of December, no.
No, 30th.
30th of December.
Was Skukun?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Skukun.
Yes.
Play another one.
Hey, Andile, I think regarding F1, yeah, it might be a little bit too early in terms of just writing everyone off.
I
mean, on Saturday it was a temporary. Max Verstappen, first lap already pulling way ahead of the pack, more than 2 seconds. And pretty much when the race was done, we're talking about almost 18 seconds. I don't see the rest of the pack catching up. Regarding Hamilton, yeah, I mean, they must fix those couple of niggling issues here and there.
Manchester is no longer right now. It's blue. Because andiyazi Manchester United bidlala njani. Andiyazi yinye nje iKaizer Chiefs leya. Yangapha ya nje private school. Ndingamithandaza orisango manyana kwayona.
Ebana.
Ngawezi kwamnandi sabukele kwa match zayo semali ndinsiva. Hayi indlale kanjani. Okay, Sundowns yawina, so yeah, at least khona winning there.
Kaizer Chiefs that went to private school.
Man United. No, let's take the calls. I've got I want to talk about Arsenal out in Roodepoort. It's Lunga.
Good evening, gentlemen, and Mazola. Welcome back to us from AFCON.
Thank you.
Yeah, since AFCON, he's been gone, this guy. It must be nice in Abidjan, huh? It must be nice.
Hey. Wena Andile nginendaba zakho nami nginabangani ngale intanda. You know Andile Lunga guys like yazi nyamazi.
Hey, but unganyathi on the continent ngumuntu.
Andile, like true story, not with the obvious, like personal, I don't know you, but njengoba engage on sport. Let's go on sport. Arsenal and Kaizer Chiefs. Builder, like you see, we saw with Sundowns, but struggling that time.
Yeah, when Pizzo took over, you remember that it was like the teething was horrible.
Ukufana ne-cheese ukuwa kwayo angithi abantu bebangangeni ngama-CVs which iqale lapho kuwa. So sizongena ku-Arsenal. I-Arsenal Andile wena umela ama-2 games 3 games ukuthi uqale manje usitshela ukuthi hayi ngeke siwine mara ukhuluma.
I can tell you right now. If you want to know, I can tell you right now. Arsenal are going to Arsenal.
And kukula ubuwa leka Chelsea awubathu out loud because ntate mule force abata.
I think that's why he doesn't come, so I must be nice. Lunga out in Road Report, I appreciate you. Let's go to my boy Jimmy. He wants to speak about his beloved Kaizer Chiefs.
I'm a die-hard of Kaizer Chiefs.
Man, what's happening? They can't score, man. What's wrong?
No, I think we need the Ngaka. That's all.
Jimmy, can I tell you something?
Yes,
in November, I sat in studio with Hlompo Kekana. No, it was before November. It was just when you guys were going to sign Ox. I sat in studio with Hlompo Kekana. Hlompo said, Chiefs don't need Ox. They need a goal poacher. They need a seasonal striker who's going to score goals. La Moloma, La Mojagameno.
Andile Sembori, I'm not about the social media. I'm a color. Andile Mazola.
Sure, Jimmy.
Mazola, I don't know what I'm saying. I can go with us. Piriga Hugo Bruce is going to Kaizer Chiefs.
Bye bye.
Bye
bye, Jimmy. Hang up, Timmy. Hang up. Jimmy Alora.
Hi, Jimmy.
Let's go to Kolisa. Kolisa is in Johannesburg. Wants to speak about Chiefs. Kolisa.
I Jimmy Alora. How come on? You go to what is
Hey, my man. The 30th of December was a long time ago. We're in March now.
Yeah.
I've been listening to you very carefully, bro, and it's so disappointing that the last time Kaizer scored a goal was back in 2023. This is 2024. I think our players sometimes need to look at themselves and ask some uncomfortable questions. Are they giving their all? Are they giving their all? Because we can't keep on changing coaches now and then, and yet we remain with the same players that have been not producing the results we expect as supporters.
Who's Chiefs' best player this season?
I was about to say, I had a conversation earlier with somebody today who said, who is Chiefs' key player? Who's that guy that you give the ball to when you're saying we need to win? Who's your key player? If I say, Mayo's a key player at Cape Town, if I say,
Cupido from
Cupido,
Cape Town,
and we could go on. You know what I mean? Who's the Chiefs? Who's your key player?
Okay, we used to depend on.
No. Mamela Kolisa. Okay. Who is right your key player?
For now, for me, my key player is captain. Captain.
What's his name? Bye-bye, Kolisa.
Umar. What I wanted to say was Dupreez was our main guy, but he was injured for a long time.
So Mart is your key player?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Mart is your key player?
Aye, cool.
Mart is my key player.
Okay. No, Kolisa, I appreciate your call always in the conversation. Lisibe is out in Gurlane. He wants to speak about Kevin Johnson. Lisibe.
Good evening, gentlemen. Yes, the first and foremost, Andile, that keypad Sundowns is using there, they are watching the game from the TV. I can tell you without any fear. If you want proof, you must watch the game between Kaizer Chiefs and Sundowns in the MTN, where they went to penalties. You will see what I'm talking about. Secondly,
but hold on, let's go to the rules here quickly, because I think there's a thing with the rules here. Ref, they are allowed to sit there and watch the game.
Yeah, you are allowed to watch the game because you're using it for coaching purpose. But once you see a decision, you confront the referee, red card will come out.
There you go. So there's not an issue with them watching it, but they can't use the information they're watching to contest a penalty or a decision.
I can tell you now, if you look at the game that I'm referring to, the decisions that went against Sundowns, especially when I think Cole Alexander was still playing and the ball that hit the hand, they used the keeper to protest that. Okay, let's move on to my next point. Now I've got a problem with Gavin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson.
There's nothing that Zita is going to give you playing as a right back going offensively. If you want proof again, look how Solomon was introduced and there was Vavavoom in the right hand side. You understand what I'm saying? Zita defensively solid, but offensively as a right back, nothing will come out.
Who's your key player, Chiefs?
No, I'm not going to say Mark or whoever. There's no one there.
Pela.
Shirile.